ยันโยที่จระเข้ฟาดหาง
Tony Jaa, the Ong-Bak star, known for his breathtaking stunts, has found himself facing several challenges. In the midst of the crisis, Tony disappeared from the spotlight, raising questions about his personal and professional life. What could this mean for Tony? Join us as we unravel the tragedy of Tony Jaa and why it is just so sad. The quiet storm behind Tony Jaa's fame. During Tony Jaa's peak in his career, he was considered unbeatable. He excited action enthusiasts worldwide with his impressive stunts and authentic martial arts skills. He wasn't just a performer, he represented dedication and skill. However, while he was in the limelight, trouble was brewing unnoticed. Tony's success was made possible with the guidance of Pana Ritikrai, his mentor who played a key role in shaping him into the martial arts legend he is today. Together, they created groundbreaking films that amazed audiences and pushed the limits of action cinema. However, their close partnership started to deteriorate due to creative differences and growing tensions. Although they kept their issues private, the change in their relationship was noticeable to others. The once perfectly synchronized team was now out of harmony. One major indicator of the strained relationship was the sudden cancellation of a highly anticipated project called Sword. This project was supposed to be a significant milestone in Tony's career, but due to his fallout with his mentor, it fell through. The shared dream they once had was starting to crumble, forcing Tony to seek a different direction. Tony was experiencing changes in his personal and professional life, along with problems with his management studio, Sahamongkol Film. The studio had played a crucial role in his career, but their control had become overwhelming. They made decisions about which movies he could take on, his public appearances, and even his finances. Despite being a highly popular action star, Tony had very little autonomy. He needed approval for everything he did. As he started to receive chances to work internationally, especially from Hollywood, he felt stuck. The studio that had initially supported him was now hindering his progress. He couldn't fully appreciate his accomplishments. He desired to expand his horizons, to push himself in different ways, but he felt restricted. During the production of Ong-Bak 2, Tony had a lot on his plate. He was not just acting in the film, but also expected to direct it. Balancing all these responsibilities started to become overwhelming for him. The pressure of managing everything started to affect him. It got to a point where Tony couldn't handle it anymore. Suddenly, in the middle of filming, he disappeared without a trace. For weeks, his whereabouts were unknown. Speculations started to circulate. Some thought he had a mental breakdown, while others believed he had quit the project entirely. The reality of the situation was unexpected and disheartening. Tony had gone to a Buddhist monastery in search of inner peace and mental clarity. Instead of giving up, he was trying to find inner strength. However, his sudden absence created chaos at the studio. The production came to a halt. Deadlines were missed, and the project became disorganized. Even upon his return to the industry, challenges persisted. His agreement with Sahamongkol was like a strong bond. In 2013, he wanted to leave and be in Fast and Furious 7, but the studio resisted. They asked for an outrageous $50 million to let him go. The lawsuit took a toll on him. Even though he eventually made it onto the global stage, the setback had already occurred. His career had lost its previous momentum. The special quality that had made him famous was difficult to find again. Despite still having supporters and being talented, Tony had changed along with the world around him. The freedom he had fought for had consequences, leading him to leave the industry he was passionate about in order to find inner peace. However, Tony's struggles weren't limited to his professional life, but also his personal life. Tony Jaa's untold family struggle. Tony Jaa is a well-known name in martial arts movies and is admired for his incredible stunts and powerful presence on screen. However, behind his tough exterior lies a man who has experienced deep sadness in his personal life, particularly in his relationship with his father. The once loving bond between Tony Jaa and his father, Thongdi Yerum, deteriorated over time, leading to unresolved conflict and distance between them. In 2013, the public learned about the problems between Tony Jaa and his father. Fans were surprised to hear about the family feud. It wasn't just a small argument, but a serious rift. Jaa's father was ill, leading to questions about why the actor wasn't there for him. Many thought he was avoiding his father when he needed support the most. However, Jaa's manager revealed a different side of the story. According to him, it wasn't Tony who was avoiding his father without cause. There were allegations that his father had physically harmed him. This changed the narrative to one of pain, confusion, and sorrow. Tony's family started worrying when they believed outside factors were influencing his choices. They were scared he was losing control and changing as a person. This caused a rift between Tony and his family, making things worse instead of better. Efforts were made in June 2013 to mend the relationship between Tony and his family. Tony's wife tried to make amends, but things did not go well. The meeting ended with police getting involved as both sides filed complaints. Tony's wife said his family came with security guards, causing fear and tension. Tony's father was concerned about his son's well-being and choices, feeling that something was wrong. Both sides, dealing with their pain and worries, couldn't find peace. Over time, the lack of communication between the father and son grew more noticeable. They stopped talking to each other, and the distance between them continued to widen. Unfortunately, this lack of communication became permanent. In August 2014, Tony's father, Thongdi Yerum, passed away from heart failure. The news was devastating not just because he had passed away, but also because of the circumstances. There was no last conversation, no chance to make amends, and no goodbye. According to sources close to the family, Thongdi's health was getting worse, and many thought that the stress from his strained relationship with his son was contributing to it. It's difficult to picture how much emotional pain both the father and son must have been experiencing at that time. Losing his son may have left Tony feeling intense regret and sadness. Thongdi, on the other hand, probably spent his final days yearning to see his son again, a reunion that never happened. Tony Jaa's personal life story is rarely shown to fans, as it doesn't include the excitement of action scenes or the spotlight. What health challenges did Tony face, and were they the reason he stepped away from the spotlight? The fight behind the fame. Tony Jaa is famous globally for his incredible stunts and daring acting. He became well known with the movie Ong-Bak, which demonstrated his willingness to go to extreme lengths to entertain and motivate. However, what many admirers may not be aware of is the actual physical suffering he endured during filming. Despite his quick reflexes and impressive kicks, Jaa was in serious jeopardy without the aid of safety measures, CGI, or special effects. While filming Ong-Bak, Tony decided to do all his stunts instead of using CGI or stunt doubles. He wanted the action to look authentic on screen, and it did. However, this choice was risky, as he had to perform dangerous stunts like jumping through barbed wire, flipping over cars, and throwing himself into scenes with full force. There were no safety precautions or shortcuts taken during filming. One of the most terrifying moments happened when there was a fire scene. Something went haywire during the scene, causing his pants to catch on fire. The flames eventually reached his face, burning his nose, eyebrows, and eyelashes. Despite the pain, he continued filming without stopping, showing his strong dedication. Tony Jaa was not only strong physically, but also emotionally and mentally. While filming Ong-Bak 2 in 2008, he encountered various challenges, not just physical ones. The pressure of directing and acting simultaneously became overwhelming for him. In the midst of the production, he left quietly and disappeared without anyone knowing where he went for almost 2 months. It was later discovered that he had escaped to the jungle to meditate. He required time to relax, recuperate, and seek serenity away from the stress. 2 years later, in 2010, Tony decided to leave the film industry and become a Buddhist monk. Rather than a career move, it was a personal response to the stress and emotional burden he was experiencing. Becoming a monk temporarily is a common practice in Thailand, but his choice indicated a desire for inner peace, harmony, and potentially a way to improve his mental state. The calm moments in Tony Jaa's life give a glimpse into a side of him that is different from the high-energy roles he plays in movies. They reveal a man who understood the importance of taking breaks, listening to his inner self, and nurturing his well-being. Despite portraying intense action scenes on screen, he has also experienced stress, exhaustion, and emotional struggles. However, he prioritizes inner peace over turmoil, even if only for a short period of time. Though Tony achieved great success, the path he took was far tougher than many might imagine. Tony Jaa's untold beginnings. Tony Jaa, whose real name is Tachakorn Yirum, was raised in the peaceful province of Surin in Thailand. He grew up in a rural area, surrounded by rice fields and a traditional culture. Tony's parents, Rin Saipech and Thongdae Yirum, were farmers who lived a simple life filled with hard work and routine. They instilled in Tony the importance of dedication and perseverance, urging him to never give up, regardless of obstacles. From a young age, it was evident that Tony had grand aspirations that extended beyond working on the farm. When temple fairs took place in his village, Tony was captivated by action movies, especially martial arts movies starring Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, and Jet Li. He was fascinated by their agility, power, and elegance. It wasn't just admiration he felt for them, he yearned to emulate them. Tony did not just sit back and watch the heroes from afar. He got up and started mimicking their actions. He diligently practiced every move, even if it meant ending up covered in mud. He honed his skills in the rice fields, using the soft ground as his makeshift gym. Martial arts meant more to him than just combat. It was a way to appreciate beauty, convey emotions, and tell stories. When Tony was 10 years old, he started learning Muay Thai at a nearby temple, diving into the world of martial arts. He did not have fancy gyms or expensive equipment, so he used whatever was at hand to train, like old tires, wooden posts, and his determination. Even though he did not have many resources, he pushed himself daily to improve his strength, speed, and concentration. As time passed, his abilities improved and he began competing in local Muay Thai tournaments. Not only did he gain recognition for his wins, but also for his dedication in his village. Tony had a unique goal compared to other fighters. He wanted to take his martial arts skills to the big screen. He aimed to combine his passion for action with storytelling. His opportunity arose when he impressed Panna Ritikrai, a well-known stunt coordinator and director in Thailand. Panna recognized special qualities in Tony, such as talent, hard work, and determination. He offered Tony a spot on his stunt team, which ended up being a major moment in Tony's life. Tony worked as a stuntman for the following 14 years, facing challenging and risky tasks in the industry. He did things like jumping from buildings, rolling through fire, and even landing on an elephant's back for a commercial. Although he wasn't often shown on camera, every action he performed was calculated and powerful. For Tony, these jobs were more than just work. They were opportunities to learn and improve his skills in both physical ability and movie production. With Panna's help, Tony not only became physically stronger, but also more intelligent. He trained in various martial arts styles such as Taekwondo, Judo, and Aikido. He learned the tricks of fighting for the camera, creating realistic action scenes and linking physical movements with emotions. While many martial artists transition into film after their fighting careers, Tony was being prepared for the screen right from the start. His unique abilities and his way of showcasing them made him stand out. Instead of relying on wires or computer effects, he performed all his stunts and movements authentically. This fearless approach set him apart from others in the entertainment field. The combination of authenticity and skill in his performances created a special kind of allure. The rise of a martial arts legend. In 2003, the movie Ong-Bak, Muay Thai Warrior, was a big moment for Tony Jaa. Before this film, he was just a stuntman, but Ong-Bak changed everything and made him a global martial arts star. What set this movie apart was Tony doing all his stunts without the help of special effects or stunt doubles. People were amazed by his incredible moves like fast punches and kicks, impressive flips, and strong knee and elbow strikes. This new and thrilling energy in martial arts movies was a fresh and unique experience for audiences. Ong-Bak introduced a new level of excellence, demonstrating that action scenes could be both aesthetically pleasing and believable. It was not just about physical combat on camera, it was seen as a form of art. Tony received widespread acclaim for his performance in the film. He transitioned from being just a talented fighter or stuntman to a prominent star, spearheading an innovative and exhilarating era in action films. After Ong-Bak became a hit, Tony Jaa kept challenging himself with his next film, Tom Yum Goong, also known as The Protector in the US in 2005. In this movie, Tony showcased his abilities even more, incorporating a fighting style influenced by elephant movements to honor his Thai background. The standout moment in the film was a breathtaking 4-minute fight sequence filmed in a restaurant in one continuous take. This scene gained fame for highlighting Tony's amazing power, agility, and stamina without any edits or interruptions. The fight scene wasn't just about martial arts, it was also showing what action movies could achieve. Tony's skill in performing such an intense scene demonstrated his expertise. His style of choreography added a raw and realistic touch, diverging from the common flashy action seen in Hong Kong movies back then. Tony's increasing popularity around the world caused people to liken him to iconic martial arts figures such as Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, and Jet Li. Many fans and reviewers thought Tony had the potential to become the next major action star and revolutionize martial arts films. His dynamic and genuine fighting technique was heavily influenced by traditional Muay Thai, giving his performances a strong sense of authenticity and power. Hollywood started to pay attention to Tony for his talents. They wanted to showcase his energy and skill to a global audience. Even famous action star Jackie Chan saw Tony's potential and asked him to be in Rush Hour 3. This could have been a great chance for Tony to make a name for himself in Western movies and grow his career. Regrettably, Tony couldn't accept the role due to conflicts in his schedule for Ong-Bak 2. But why did Tony disappear from the public eye? Was the pressure of fame too much for him to handle? Tony Jaa's retreat and return. At the very peak of his career, Tony Jaa shocked fans and the film industry by making a surprising decision. In 2010, he disappeared suddenly and became a Buddhist monk. This unexpected choice followed years of intense physical work, pressure from the film industry, and a difficult legal battle with Sahamongkol Film. Tony left behind his hectic life in movies and sought peace in a temple. The man known for his amazing stunts and powerful strikes now spent his days reflecting and meditating in a quiet, serene environment. Many people were puzzled by Tony's sudden decision. Some thought he had a mental breakdown, while others believed he was trying to avoid legal and financial issues related to his contract. However, becoming a monk is a common practice in Thai culture. It is customary for Thai men to temporarily ordain into the Buddhist monastic life to seek clarity and honor their families. For Tony, his time in the temple was seen as a personal and spiritual fresh start. After years of being controlled by the film industry's demands and expectations, the temple provided him with a unique sense of freedom. Freedom from contracts, fame, and constant public pressure. While Tony was a monk, he had a structured daily schedule that included meditation, prayer, and living a humble lifestyle. He wholeheartedly adopted the principles of Buddhism, emphasizing peace and introspection. Although he never explicitly stated that his struggles in his career led him to leave, it is widely believed that the pressures of his legal dispute with Sahamongkol Film and the stress of fame heavily influenced his choice to step back. Tony's disappearance left a big hole in the world of martial arts. Fans became even more excited for action-packed films, and gossip about Tony's whereabouts spread far and wide. Some thought he had given up acting for good, while others believed he was getting ready to make a comeback. In the meantime, the Thai film industry continued to progress. The success Tony had achieved with Ong-Bak and Tom Yum-gung started to dwindle. Opportunities in Hollywood that could have made him a global superstar slipped through his fingers. Meanwhile, other martial arts actors like Donnie Yen and Iko Uwais took center stage, filling in the space that Tony had left behind. The martial arts genre transformed during Tony's absence, putting him at risk of falling behind in the rapidly changing industry. After years of soul-searching and achieving inner peace, Tony made the decision to return to acting. However, the industry had drastically changed in his absence. The star power he once had was not as strong as it used to be. Fans were thrilled to see him back, but his career path had shifted due to the changes in the industry. Spending time as a monk helped him find inner peace, but it also made him miss out on opportunities in the constantly changing entertainment industry. Coming back to action movies did not go as smoothly or as successfully as people had expected. Even though Tony made a return, he never reached the same level of fame he had before. His experience demonstrates that even the most successful people sometimes need a break to heal and develop, and that finding peace may require stepping out of the public eye, even if only temporarily. After disappearing from the public eye, do you think Tony will be able to reclaim the same amount of fame he left behind? Breaking into Hollywood and facing new challenges. After Tony Jaa finished his time as a Buddhist monk, Hollywood started to pay attention to his innovative work. His movies, Ong-Bak and Tom Yum-gung, had become popular among filmmakers all over the world. There was a lot of anticipation to introduce Tony's exceptional and exciting martial arts technique to audiences worldwide. Hollywood producers believed that Tony had the potential to become a fresh action star, emulating the success of iconic figures such as Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, and Jet Li. Tony got his first major opportunity in Hollywood with the movie Fast and Furious 7 in 2015. He appeared in the movie alongside well-known actors like Vin Diesel and Paul Walker. This movie was a significant project that helped Tony gain recognition among Western audiences on a large scale. Fans were excited to see him perform in this new environment. Even though Tony had some thrilling fight scenes, including an intense confrontation with Paul Walker, his role in the movie was relatively small. Many fans quickly realized that the film did not fully utilize Tony's remarkable talents. Despite the excitement surrounding his participation, he was not given the opportunity to fully demonstrate what made him famous. Tony's journey in Hollywood continued in 2017 with XSX: Return of Xander Cage. This movie had a star-studded cast, including Vin Diesel and Donnie Yen. Some people were hoping that this film would be Tony's big break in Hollywood. However, just like in Fast and Furious 7, Tony was given a small role that did not showcase his talent. The fight scenes in the movie were heavily choreographed with wires and special effects, lacking the raw and high-speed action that Tony is known for. Many fans believed that Hollywood did not know how to properly display his true skills. Instead of being the main star, Tony was often relegated to supporting roles, outshone by other famous action stars. Transitioning to Hollywood was not as easy for Tony as it was for Jackie Chan or Jet Li. Jackie Chan used humor and charm to carve out a unique spot for himself, while Jet Li took on roles that suited his reserved and mysterious personality. Tony, on the other hand, faced challenges, with language being a major one. Despite working hard on his physical skills, acting in English posed a new obstacle for him. By 2014, Tony had improved his English enough to handle interviews, but some felt the language barrier limited the types of roles he could secure. Hollywood action films often require actors who can deliver quick and witty dialogue, something Tony was not entirely comfortable with. As a result, he often found himself cast in roles with minimal dialogue, relying on his fighting abilities to leave an impression. Tony faced a major challenge in his legal battle with the Thai studio Sahamongkol Film, which had kept him in strict contracts for a long time. It was not until 2013 that Tony was able to break free, but it came at a high cost. The studio tried to prevent him from appearing in Fast and Furious 7 and asked for $50 million in damages. As a result of this legal dispute, Tony found it difficult to find work in Thai movies, which was the industry that brought him fame. Tony continued to work on other movies such as Skin Trade, Never Back Down, No Surrender, and Triple Threat, despite facing challenges. Although these films helped him gain some recognition, none of them reached the level of success achieved by Ong-Bak. While Hollywood did provide Tony with some opportunities, he was never given the chance to showcase his full potential or star in leading roles that could have elevated him to a global martial arts icon. Tony was receiving interest from Hollywood, but the excitement that used to define his career was starting to dim. People who followed him started to question what had happened. Why hadn't Tony achieved the iconic status that many thought he would? Tony Jaa, the family man behind the action star. Tony Jaa is known for his intense action sequences in movies, but in reality, he is a gentle family man off-screen. Although he is famous for his martial arts skills, at home he is just a husband and a dad. His family is his source of peace and strength, helping him navigate life's difficulties. On May 3, 2012, Tony married his girlfriend of a long time, Piyarat Chotiwatananond. The couple had a quiet and special wedding as they had gone through many challenges and joys together. Their relationship had become strong with time, based on trust and empathy. Piyarat supported Tony through difficult times and celebrated his successes. Their marriage symbolized a fresh start, a tranquil and peaceful moment after a lot of chaos in his public and professional life. He and his partner have 2 daughters, and being a father has brought a unique happiness to Tony's life. He is known for being dedicated and organized in his job, and he approaches fatherhood with the same level of care and focus. Despite the busy schedule of filming, traveling, and dealing with fame, he always prioritizes spending time with his family. To him, fatherhood is about more than just providing for his family. It's about being there, patient, and kind. Balancing work and family can be tough, especially in a fast-paced industry. Tony manages it calmly and thoughtfully. He prioritizes what is important to him and doesn't get distracted by fame. At home, he is just a dad helping with homework, a husband sharing everyday moments, and someone who values love more than being in the spotlight. The legacy of a martial arts legend. Tony Jaa's rise from a tiny village in Thailand to worldwide stardom is more than just a tale of success. It's about hard work, commitment, and passion. His impact goes beyond his performances on screen. It's about how he transformed the world's perception of martial arts, motivated countless people, and remained loyal to his origins throughout his journey. Tony Jaa gained international recognition with his debut in Ong-Bak. His stunts were authentic, quick, and powerful. Without the use of wires or special effects, audiences were captivated by his highly trained body and incredible skills. Many were impressed by his unique style, as the movie became a success, and Tony Jaa became synonymous with genuine martial arts and truthful action. One movie had a big impact on action films. Ong-Bak sparked a renewed focus on real stunts and fighting techniques. Tony Jaa inspired filmmakers to approach action scenes differently. He revitalized martial arts movies when they were losing popularity. His work reignited people's passion for action movies. Throughout his career, Tony has starred in many popular movies such as Tom Yum Goong, Ong-Bak 2, Furious 7, and XXX, Return of Xander Cage. When he transitioned to Hollywood, he maintained his unique style. Tony remained down-to-earth, prioritizing hard work over fame, which earned him respect. He never pretended to be someone he wasn't, and instead demonstrated his abilities by being authentic. Tony Jaa received awards and nominations for his impressive accomplishments. He was praised in Thailand and around the world for his skills in acting and choreographing action scenes. He received awards for his acting, and his films were recognized for their impressive stunts and cultural significance. However, the admiration from fans was the most meaningful recognition. Fans, from martial arts enthusiasts to movie fans, saw Tony as a role model, in addition to being a star. He was instrumental in making Muay Thai well-known globally. Tony's movies introduced many to this Thai martial art, showcasing it as more than just combat, but also as an elegant and forceful form of expression. As a result of his influence, Muay Thai gained popularity, and more individuals started practicing it, valuing its history and traditions. He was proud to represent Thailand in his performances, always showcasing his cultural heritage. He often dressed in traditional attire, incorporated Thai music, and shared stories that highlighted Thai beliefs and values. People in Thailand admired him not just for his fame, but also for his unwavering connection to his roots. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and also click the next video shown on your screen.